This is TWiT.
Let's go to line 6. Sherry is on the line from Canyon Lake, California. Hi, Sherry.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. I've been learning since I've been listening to you.
Good. What can I do to help you?
I need some help on securing some privacy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, when Googling my name, I see the fact collecting sites that I probably have to contact separately, but all they're doing is collecting information from public records. So
That's right.
How do I get that?
Well, you can't.
Home mortgage off the internet.
All of that's public record. So that is a big change, though, because it used to be you'd had to go down to the courthouse to get that information in the county. Now it's available to everybody all over the world. You can go one by one to those sites, but more sites spring up all the time. This is, there are companies that make their business doing things like this. And in my opinion, they're misleading their customers. There's companies that are designed to improve your reputation. There's companies that are designed to get your name off the internet. The internet, part of this comes from the idea that, well, the internet is somehow like a library where you could take a book off the shelves. The internet just reflects the world. And so you can't really go back and edit it. In the United States, we don't have this right to be forgotten, but in the EU, they have created this thing where somebody can go to Google. They can't get it off the internet, but they can go to Google and say, "Look, I don't want anybody to know about my my shoplifting conviction when I was 18, 10 years ago. I want you to take the article about it down." And in the EU, Google has to do it. It's the law in the EU, and they fought it, and I agree they should fight it, because that's, in effect, editing history. And it, by the way, if you want to get something taken down, you shouldn't go to the search engine. You should go to the company that go to that newspaper and try to get them to take that down. Good luck with that, by the way. Good luck with that, because it's the record. It's the public record, and so. I wish we could. I guess what I would say is you can, if you want, go to almost all these websites have a procedure for getting your name removed. But there will be another one and another one and another one. They send out people to county seats to take down all this information and put it up on the web, and there's very, very little you can do about it. And if you've bought a home, that information is in the public record. That's why Zillow and Redfin exist, because they can tell you what a house sold for, because it's public record. And there's enough demand for it that these companies continue to create, these databases. I agree with you. It's really frustrating.
Well, private stuff, if it's your home mortgage. And
it's not private. It's public. That's the point.
Yeah.
It is public.
You can't opt out as far as the internet. It could still be public record at the office, at the county.
Right, but now we live in the 21st century, and unfortunately, those databases are online and publicly available. And I don't know what the answer is for you. I think we have to kind of just adjust our notion of what privacy is. I of course have done the same thing as you have and found sites like Spokeo, you can opt out on these sites. I started doing that, but there's so many of them, I just gave up.
Can't keep up with them popping up.
No, and if you're a celebrity, by the way, movie stars don't buy houses in their own name. They understand that, right? They have a holding company. You create you kind of try to eliminate the paper trail. And even then, there are maps of the movie stars' homes for sale on every corner in Beverly Hills. So we live in a different age, and I don't mean to poo-poo your concerns. I completely agree with you and understand. I just don't know what the answer is. I don't think there's a way to get rid of this.
I don't either.
You can go one by one, and I would, but those databases are out there.
Yeah.
And once they're out there, the sites copy one another. It's going to be whack-a-mole.
It seems like I already went down that trail, and you just get further and further into it, and I realize what the source is, the public record.
Right.
But some of the sites even have your family members and who.
I know. You can do that with me. You can get my phone number. You can get my home address. Next time I'll be smart when I buy a house, and I won't buy it in my name. But it's too late now. And yeah, and Congress could even make a law against this, as the EU has, and it still wouldn't fix the problem.
Right.
These companies just move offshore. They move to Trinidad and Tobago, and they keep doing it because the internet is a global phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
So
it came on us fast.
It came on us fast, and we aren't really well prepared to deal with it, are we?
Not at all.
It made sense that some of this stuff should be on, who owns, you could think 100 years ago, it was good to be able to go to the courthouse and find out, well, who owns that property, down the street? That made sense. And it was limited to people who could make the trip to the courthouse, which meant it was limited to, local residents. Nobody thought that someday somebody would copy all that information down, put it on the internet, and it'd be available to every single person in the world. I'm sorry. I wish I had a better answer for you. It's particularly a problem for women, Sherry, because of issues of stalking and violence and so forth. It's more of a problem for women. Google did an interesting thing. They have a technology. It's widespread now. Government has it. Facebook has it. You could take a picture of somebody on the street and find out who they are. But Google wisely did not turn that feature on in its face recognition. Nobody has done that yet, but that day is coming. Somebody will do it. The government already can do it. The government can look at a video of a street corner and see and identify every single person on the street corner.
Yeah, and it's doable. Look how many cameras are just everywhere we go. Absolutely.
And it's just a matter of time. And I'm glad Google didn't do it, because imagine some creep walking down the street says, "Hey, that's a cute girl," takes a picture of her and gets her home phone number and address. Shocking. Yep. That would be terrible. And yet,
I know, that
technology exists, and it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before it's widely available, and that depresses me. But I think that I don't know what you do. I really don't know what you do.
I don't either, unless you're kind of famous. You could go under a different name.
Yeah, well, and I think that's what we're going to teach our kids to do, is to start protecting their privacy in ways that we didn't used to think. Like, for instance, when you get a home loan. When you register a website, for instance, the name and address and phone number of the person who owns the website is public record. What websites did is they created what they call Who Is Privacy, which means that it links to something they have that isn't you, and then to you, so that nobody can go just, because normally you could search for techguylabs.com, see who owns it, and it would be my home address or my business address, which is what it is, because I don't obscure it, and my phone number. So all of this is, I know. What are you going to do, though? I don't know what to do.
What are you going to do about the chip that they want to put in inmates?
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Well, it's just a matter of time before we have a chip implanted. The problem with that is chip, like your fingerprint, it's kind of semi-permanent. You can remove the chip and replace it, but the fingerprint you can't. And so there are a lot of privacy concerns about giving up your fingerprint, because that uniquely identifies you. So, for instance, when you go to Disney and you want to get a fast pass, they take your fingerprint.
Yeah.
Because that's a convenience, right? Because then you just, you go in. But now Disney has your fingerprint, which cannot be changed in its database. That's another cause. I can go on and on.
My gosh.
In fact, it's better we don't know. It's just better we don't know, isn't it?
It's really like Facebook. You don't really know how much you are connected with Facebook and who can see what out anywhere. They can find pretty much anything someone would want to find about an individual.
I'll give you another.
No.
Yes, I know. I'll give you another one. Don't ever do, and I see all my friends do this, and I keep trying to tell them, don't take quizzes on Facebook, because as fun as that is, I would like to know which Game of Thrones character I am. I would like to know what my mastery of the English language is. But every time you do that, you leak not only your information, and this is the thing that scares me, but everybody you friended, friends of friends, to that company.
Friends of friends.
To that company. And so there's a company in England called Cambridge Analytica. That's what they do. They make Facebook quizzes, and then they sell it to political campaigns. Not just your information, but all your friends' information that you leaked by taking that dumb quiz. Oy. So the best you can do is learn, and let's hope we can find some way to protect ourselves in the future. I'm glad you asked about this, Sherry. I don't know if there's an answer to it. Yeah.
Fun talking to you.
Nice to talk to you, Sherry. Thank you for listening.